Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are here reacting to the series finale of Lucifer. It has been a long time coming. It's taken me quite a while to watch this final season, but we're here now, so it's okay. If you're curious, I put a poll out on my community tab thing of what show I should watch after Lucifer. And right now, Euphoria and Arcane are literally tied. So I think I'm probably just going to do both. But it is up to you guys. So if you guys want to alter the results of that poll at all, you can head over there and vote on that. Otherwise, if you want extra say, like you want your vote to count more, I posted that same poll on my Patreon, and my Patreon supporters get an even greater say in what I watch next. So consider that a possibility. But what happened last time on Lucifer? Last time in the penultimate episode, Lucifer was kind of saying his goodbyes to a lot of people. It was very emotional. I enjoyed the episode a lot. Some person in the comments got mad at me saying I was ragging on the show just because I was making a few jokes here and there. But I genuinely really enjoy this show. It's just sometimes it's not that good. Last episode was good, but there has been a few episodes this season that were not my favorite. And that's okay. And sometimes some of the acting is not that great from a few select members of the cast, but overall I really enjoy this show, so please don't think that I dislike the show or I'm trying to rag on the show. I like the show. But we last episode ended with Lucifer and Chloe's daughter getting kidnapped, which I'm not quite sure how that happened because she's literally an angel with knife wing blade things. Like, what? They don't need to explain that. Dan went to heaven and the person he was inhabiting, the murderer, is now, I guess, kidnapping what's her face? McGee. What's her name? It starts with an R. Rory. It's been like 4 days since I watched this episode and I don't know her name. Lamech, get his name on the first try. Lamech kidnapped Rory, and I don't know how yet, so they better have a good explanation for that, otherwise I'm just gonna be mad. But I'm excited to jump into the finale of Lucifer. Before we do that though, please consider leaving a like on the video if you end up enjoying my reaction. If you're new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to support me even further, consider checking out my Patreon. Over there you can vote in polls for what shows I watch next. You get full-length reactions, and you can even get featured in all my videos. But other than that, let's jump into the series finale of Lucifer. Yeah, is she asking how? Yeah, she says how. She's an angel with knife wings.
How did he even get his hands on her? She's an angel.
Exactly.
Half angel, half human. She has all of your celestial abilities, but she has all of my human vulnerabilities.
She is the best.
Okay, that doesn't answer the question.
No, I am not.
You don't just get sweep it under the rug like that. I need some tangible logistics of how this man stole her.
We don't know the future is set in stone. Look, you were the one saying
didn't you already slightly change it because you delayed it a day?
So then we both go.
Clary.
To the end, right?
Clary, just let him go. He does not need you there. He doesn't need an extra person to worry about. I feel like it's so much smarter for Lucifer to go by himself. Maybe take a Menadil with him.
Only one thing matters. Lucifer Morningstar will come here, and he will never leave. Tonight,
Why though?
fate is on my side.
Why do you want to kill Lucifer?
We're attempting Swanson.
And lucky me, he also revealed the perfect tool to lure Emir.
Yeah, but what do you have against Lucifer? Did I forget something that happened between them? Other than the fact that you beat him up last season?
The reason I didn't have a father growing up.
Apparently so.
Awkward, talkward.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Lamech savage, bruh. Yeah, how did he kidnap you in the first place? Who is you?
Actually, I know all about your pretty wings.
One dart has enough to knock out a rhino. Not bad, little angel.
Who are you?
I'm not gonna be your bait.
I don't think you have much of a choice. You're also the trap. Oh, just the two of them, eh? You guys didn't call anybody else? Lucifer, you should have cashed in some favors from your literal dozens of angelic siblings. Come on, man.
I said drop it.
Bro, you ain't gonna brain him.
Never bring a knife to a devil fight.
Fancy knife. Was that one of, did they,
How is
it looked like one of Rory's wings. Did they take her wings and fashion them into blades? That's bitchin'. They deserve to win. Ow.
Hurting that nice sweet devil.
Why does he hate him? What's the point of this guy?
He's the one that is hurting me. Ever since he whispered in my
Oh, what did he, yeah, he said something to you. What did he say?
Now it is my turn to torture him.
Lucifer doesn't torture people.
Agree to disagree.
No.
What did he say to him?
Let them torture themselves.
Do your best to keep the man alive. As for the woman, you can kill her if you want.
Bruh. Who is this lady? Why is she like in charge?
Still the shapes fill my
She's going with leg shots? This is a very weird scene. Like, it feels like they're trying to go with the same vibe as like the scene from last season when Lucifer and Maze took out that whole gang. This one just feels weird, and those sparks look so fake. That looked bad. I don't, maybe it's the music just isn't fitting with this scene. Like the pacing of the music and the scene just feels weird. Those sparks looked real. The other ones looked fake.
body is a cage.
I think they needed to pick a different song. Cause this is, it just feels awkward. I don't know why. That was the weirdest non-actiony action scene ever. They should have just played it in full speed. Ain't no way. Ain't no way she could shoot that and then spin him around.
Nice work, partner.
That's why you don't bring her. Oh my god. Bruh. This is why you don't bring her. I don't think you're fine.
No.
Go home.
I'm not fine.
Why are you here? You should not have come here.
Oh no, today isn't the day I die. I'm fine.
Yo, you already slightly broke the time loop. Butterfly effect, Chloe. Come on.
To save her.
What is the pacing of this episode? It's so weird.
I've never felt guilty about a single thing I've done. But now,
Except for whatever he whispered in your ear.
again, it's all worth it to make you feel what I feel.
Guilt? I mean, go for it, champ.
Because I will suffer an unimaginable pain.
Okay, kill her then. Do it, Vincent.
Pain of leaving behind the ones
You
I
won't.
love. I told you.
Vincent, you won't. Do it, bud.
Chloe?
Your motivations in this episode are already mighty thin. Might as well just go through with it.
My family.
Are we even gonna learn what Vincent's guilty about? Like, what is going on? Don't close your eyes. Oi! She broke out. Oh, speed. How'd she get over there so quick? Ooh, she's becoming a devil.
Please. You have to be better than me. Please. Be better than me.
Okay. Cool. Of course she wasn't gonna kill him. She should have, though. Would have been a heck of more satisfying.
If I would have said something like, damn, that hurts, would have ripped my wings to, save your life.
Didn't look like it hurt, honestly.
Okay.
Should have used your knife wings to cut this dude in half. Would have been way cooler. Ah, there's Chloe. About time. Bro, you need a doctor. You should never have come here.
I want to see some light.
Ha, no. Loser. You're not seeing nothing like that, bro. You going straight to hell.
He made it to him.
He saw the light. Opened up his eyes, he saw the light.
See,
Bro, you're getting tortured. Ain't no way.
I see darkness.
Damn straight, son. Damn straight. You gonna burn, buddy. You a bad dude. You have to work through that guilt that we still didn't know what he was guilty about.
But if I'm still here in the past, that means that my future still happens exactly how I lived it.
It's wibbly, wobbly, timey-wimey. You know, paradoxes don't always work how you think they do. Things can change, shift and change.
The fact is that
Paradoxes are confusing, and if we knew exactly how they worked, we'd probably have invented time travel by now. So maybe just go with the flow.
Camp called and said Trixie was talking to some stranger that he said he was friends with her dad.
And they didn't interrupt it? The counselors knew? The counselors knew she was talking to a stranger, and they did nothing about it.
Like a wise therapist once said to me, I can't give you the right answers, only the right questions.
attitude.
But still, Lucifer, you helped them.
That's who you is now, son. Go back down to hell, and that's your new job.
I almost killed Lamech.
You should
wanted
have.
to.
You should have cut that man in half. Would have been satisfying. Not as cool to choke him out. Would have been cool to cut his head off.
My anger.
Oh, you cheeky bastard.
Who?
His father.
My dad.
That's why he put him in charge.
This is why you leave.
He doesn't have to be permanent styles
Pop
down
down
there.
to hell, save a few souls, and then pop back up here again. It doesn't have to be a full-time job. I can
Exactly.
still be in your life and in both your lives.
No, you can't.
¿Por qué?
And that's why you can't ever. Everything that we've been through, it all leads to what Dad just realized. That he needs to help those lost souls.
Okay, but he can totes do this on a part-time
Or he might never get that
thing.
idea. No. You said you wished you could be there for me when I needed you most.
Okay, but these people are being tortured like
You were.
infinite styles. Like, it's not gonna end. He's not on a deadline. He could totes just, pop down there anytime. They won't know the difference. Why is this arbitrary limitation being put on him? I don't understand. Oh, her time portal's opening back up.
I'm going back.
Gang gang, see ya.
Give me your word that you won't change anything. That you won't change
Rory,
me.
no, I'll miss your childhood, I'll miss your life.
It's just a blip in our eternal existence. I get that now. I was so angry before, but I'm not angry anymore.
Okay.
Give me your word.
No, don't give her your word. Don't do it.
You have my word.
Don't, you stupid. You totes.
I love you.
You could watch her grow up. Might not be the exact same
I love you
version,
both.
but it'd be honestly way better for everybody involved.
I'll see you soon.
This version of Rory, can cease to exist via the complications of time, and you can be a father for your daughter. Come on, man. This is certainly an episode of Lucifer. Oh man, gonna have some things to say.
So, Lucifer Morning.
I feel like you played that song before.
Is that like a stage name or something?
God-given, I'm afraid.
Is that a callback to season 1, episode 1?
It's my calling.
Lucifer.
Well, maybe I don't need to.
Lucifer.
Break the laws of time. Go back on your word. It's a stupid decision.
I don't want to leave you.
Then don't. Easy decision to make.
I don't want you to leave either.
Easy decision, bruh. You've been talking about making your own choices all season. Make a choice. Easy. This is a cash money decision. Break your word to your future daughter. She'll cease to exist. It's fine. You can raise your actual new present daughter in real time, and it'll be great.
I'll be with you always.
Cool. See, the emotional impact of this is just not hitting me because it feels like such a simple solution. You know? Why is this scene so weird? I know I shouldn't find this like funny, but there's kissing awkwardly for like a full minute there. This is probably supposed to be sad, and I'm probably gonna get torched in the comments, but I'm just not feeling it. How is Dan getting killed more emotionally devastating than what they wanted the finale of this series to be? Like, what? Come on now. Alright, well, I'll have to hell you go, because reasons. Dude, he's got the same gauntlets as Black Widow. Yeah, he's like, this is a collaborative effort, bruh. You guys don't need to bow to me. It's awkward. Yeah, I used to be one of you. It's a group hug instead. And Carol. Oh, I thought that was a... I thought that was like a little baby onesie for a second. I was like, yo, Ella moving quick. No, it's her Science Fund shirt. Daniel with Charlotte in heaven. Oh my god. Great that she was able to come back. Wow. Fantastic. Series saved. Episode saved. Fancy. And she's pregnant. Oh, she already was. What am I thinking? Surprising though, after she got trashed last episode. Fetal alcohol syndrome incoming. And she's a detective. Gang gang. Your father's here for your birthday. Oh, sick. He's like, yes! I win! Yeah, there's 0% chance there's a baby in there. She's holding a doll.
Thank you. Well, like you.
Yeah, I still think they should have erased her from time. You know, I think they should have just fixed that. That's just me. Okay, now when she dies, you have to show a scene of this old lady making out with Lucifer too. Just to even things out, you know?
Are you ready to go home?
Can we make a pit stop? In hell. Welcome to the Black Parade. When I was a young boy, my father
Took me into the city
to see a marching band.
Would you be the savior of the broken,
The beaten and the damned. I feel like they chose this song just for that one line, as it applies to Lucifer.
don't understand. Clearly, you're going to need a little more time.
Dude, why is he doing group therapy sessions? Oi. You're not allowed to be down here, Clary.
Hello, detective.
Bruh. Did you forego heaven to come do this? I mean, sure, I guess, because you're not going to be tortured, so it's probably fine for you. When I was a young boy. Yo, this song slaps so hard. Sometimes I get the feeling she's watching over me, and other times I feel like I should go. They're not gonna play the part about hitting your scrotum through a chair. Pull my scrotum through a chair. Come on now. It's the best part of that song. There you have it. Lucifer is over. And I have mixed feelings. Mixed feelings about this episode, mixed feelings about the season as a whole. Mixed feelings about the whole show now, I guess, due to the conclusion. Let's talk about this episode. First of all, they start off with Rory being kidnapped. They don't really say how it happened. They're just like, she's kidnapped. I mean, they could maybe tiny bit explain it away later when that random lady with the dart gun is there. You know, they could have been like, okay, cool. Shot her with a bunch of darts. That's fine. Would kind of make sense as why she woke up somewhat in a daze. But they don't say that happened. The only way that they even explain that away is they're like, oh, she's half human. She has all my vulnerabilities. And it's like, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't, unless you say how it happened, like just being like, she has my vulnerabilities. That means jack squat. Like, lazy writing. Come on. And then the fact that Lamech wanted to kidnap her at all is just the dumbest thing. Like, it's so stupid, right? Like, it's like this season was an add-on. Like, it didn't need to be here. Yeah, I'll stray into that a little bit when I talk about the final season and the series as a whole, but like, Lamech's like rationale and reasoning for kidnapping her was so dumb, and it's such a reach. Like, he's like, oh, you know, Lucifer whispered in my ear last season, and technically, yeah, you saw that. That was the episode where Dan died, and you know, Lucifer and Maze go and they jack up his gang and just wreck house, and then Lucifer whispers something in his ear, and apparently that was enough to make him hate Lucifer or want Lucifer to feel the same pain. But that none of that is touched on whatsoever throughout the entire season. Like, that's not something that they you know, show a few scenes of Lamech here and there of him, like, being internally tortured by his guilt or whatever. That, like, no, don't touch on that whatsoever until this episode. And it's like, bruh, it's like they needed some, like, climactic event for the final episode after they wrote all the other episodes, and they're like, what reasoning could we have for this to happen? And then they just, like, made it up. And it's dumb. Like, there's no reason. Like, it's such a stretch that he would be so torn up about what Lucifer said to him that he would then kidnap, not like right away or like right as soon as he broke out of prison, but like he went about his business, went to rob the gas station. He was doing stuff, and then, you know, it's like he didn't like try and research how to find Lucifer. He didn't try and go to Lucifer's club. You know, granted, Dan didn't. It wasn't a super long time before Dan inhabited him, and he learned that info from Dan. But like, just all these events like culminating together, each of them individually are such a reach that, like, when it comes to the point where he's like, my master plan is to kidnap your daughter, we're not going to explain how I did that, but I'm going to kidnap her and then threaten to kill her so that you feel the same pain that I did. But then he doesn't even follow through on that. Like, he then, when Lucifer is like, yeah, it would suck a lot if you killed her, I would suffer. Lucifer then gets on his knees, and Lamech is like, yes, the exact thing that I wanted to make you suffer, I'm going to then abandon that to kill you instead. And it's like, bruh, what? All that so they could set up this thing where Rory is like on the verge of killing this dude, and like her devil face is appearing. Another thing that they just didn't set up at all. Like they had what, the brief conversation last episode on the beach where he's like, "Oh, you like, I hope you never felt like a monster. Like I hope you never felt all these negative things about yourself." And it's like, duh, she did. But like they never, like this, it would have worked so much better if like this was something they had set up throughout the season, where like anytime Rory's getting mad or like pissed off or like attacking something, that like you see hints of a devil face appearing. But no, it's just another thing they brought in final episode that they're like, ooh, this would be cool, but it wasn't. And it's just like, it's just, there's so much. The whole first half of this episode was honestly some of the worst television I've seen in a long time. Which, you know, I enjoy this show a lot, but like this final season, man, I don't know. Like the whole first half of this episode, just from the premise of her being kidnapped to, you know, Chloe coming with Lucifer on this mission, dumb. Like, so like if he's gonna bring anyone, he should bring like Maze, or he could call any one of his celestial friends. Just like, there's no reason for Chloe to be there. She gets stabbed, obviously. They have the weirdest paced action sequence of all time. Like, it's like in slow motion. It's they play it in like either half speed or like 0.75 speed. And the song that they chose to go with this scene is like, it doesn't fit at all. I don't understand why they chose that. It's just so stupid. They bring in some random lady with a mullet to like have a weird authoritative presence in this whole encounter. She has a brief little fight with Chloe and stabs her, and then he's either knocked out or dies. I couldn't quite tell from that moment. And then she's really never seen again. It's like, what is the point? I don't get it. You know, again, then yeah, going back to Rory's devil face, Lucifer convinces her not to kill him. And I guess this is to set up his role going forward, and her decision to make him stay in hell. It's so stupid. Like, even if you don't want to be like, get into the whole moral debate of like, should we erase this chick from existence? Like, the fact that they used this part, just like used this as a point to be like, you changed me into a better person. If you help raise me, none of this will have happened, and I will have not gone through that positive growth. And it's like, dudes, so what? Like, I feel like this is the easiest decision possible to make, right? Like, this part, the only part that feels set up and earned is Lucifer helping Dan get to heaven, after previously helping Mr. Set Out Bitch get to heaven. Like, that part feels earned and set up from previous seasons. Like, we've seen it, of like, this could be Lucifer's thing, is like, he helps people get out of hell and work through their guilt and earn their way to heaven. Like, perfect. That works great. But then to use that as like a, you have to stay down there full time, is so dumb. like if we're gonna get into the moral complications of this, like, I get that they like bonded with their future daughter here, but like, if there's an opportunity to raise this kid in a situation where she's not being raised by a single mom, like, she has both parents, you know, she never would have gone through any of that anger and pain in the future. Like, totally, like, when she's old enough, sure, explain to her the complicated nature of time travel and how a different version of her used to exist and no longer exists due to time travel, timey-wimey mumbo jumbo. Who cares? Like, maybe this is just my own moral viewing on this. Erase that chick. Like, dude, erase her so fast. This can be such a part-time job for Lucifer. Like, there's no reason that is satisfying that he needs to stay down there full-time just because she's like, oh, if you raised me, things would change. Like, things already changed, bruh. Like, time, it's like that. I don't know, that whole, like, and then the whole, like, goodbye sequence between them, like, emotionally, I just didn't feel it at all. Because I was just of the opinion, I'm sure there's plenty of people, probably the majority of people disagree with me, that, like, you know, they're like, oh no, you can't erase her, like, she's great. Like, no, erase her. Like, get out of town. There's probably so many people that disagree with me. But it is what it is. I think her life would be better, and pretty much every single person in this scenario, Rory, Chloe, Lucifer, all their friends and family, all of their lives would be better if Lucifer was there and helped raise this kid. like there's, it's just so dumb. Things I liked about this episode, things I didn't hate everything, I just hated most of it. Things I liked, Amenadiel being God and working more even level with these people, right? It's like when one of your coworkers gets promoted to, like, assistant manager, and they're like, if they're immediately like, I'm in charge, they suck. But Amenadiel's going about it the cool way, where he's like, this is a collab, this is a group effort. I liked that. I liked Lucifer's new role as, like, helping people get out of hell. I think that's great. Totally think it could be a part-time job. Or just like a day, that's what he does during the day. And then at night he comes home and lives his life. Like, easy peasy. It is what it is. I liked Ella with her science club, not science club, science foundation. That was cool. I really liked seeing Dan in heaven with Charlotte. That was great. Glad that they got to reunite in heaven, you know, stoked that Dan made it to heaven. Fantastic. The detective that Amenadiel worked with, well, she's a detective now. She was beat cop. They kind of, you know, that's one other thing about this season that I don't really like. They set up this whole thing, like, this cool storyline of, like, Amenadiel and this cop and maybe even Chloe, like, going through the police force and tackling these issues of systemic oppression and injustice within the police force, and then they just totally abandoned it. like it's so dumb. Why even bring that in if you're not gonna follow through on it at all? Like, if your follow through of that is just showing one scene of her being a detective now, like, you failed as writers. Like, you suck at your job. We see some scenes of you know, Charlie getting his wings on his birthday, baby shower for Chloe and Rory, and there's sadness there because, like, obviously Lucifer's not there. We see old Chloe on her deathbed after Rory comes back. She dies, goes to heaven, but decides to forego going to heaven to instead spend her time with Lucifer. I don't mind that. I think that's cute. You know, I think that could have fit in there either way. You know, I think that's a, you know, if their plan originally was for them to be together in that way, you know, when Lucifer was going to be God, I see no issue with that, you know, having that partnership down there as well. yeah, overall, there were elements of this episode that I liked. I want to make that clear. I really enjoyed 20% of this episode. And the other 80% of this episode just pissed me off. Honestly, it's so stupid. Like I don't know what happened to this show where it's like some of the writing over the past 2 seasons was just the dumbest thing possible. Like so yeah, those are my thoughts on this episode. The final episode of Lucifer ends in a resounding thud for me. Like, just I don't know, man. I mean, and I guess the final moments of the show were good, but like the final episode, how do you end your series with this episode? I'm gonna post this video and just get torn apart in the comments. Like, there's gonna be so many people that are like, "This was great. What are you talking about?" No, this episode sucked, and like, there's like maybe a few episodes, maybe 1 or 2 episodes of this season. I think they should have just put on the end of last season, maybe like a couple scenes here and there from each episode that they could have fashioned into a few episodes or added on to the last previous season and made this so much better. Like, I don't know if the Rory storyline needed to happen at all. Like, it wasn't that important. If this storyline was so important to end your season, end your series on it, they should have introduced this earlier, even last season. Like, it's just, I don't understand. Like, there's certain things that just they didn't take one path. They weren't like, okay, this is the final path we're going down. They started on a path and they stopped and went in some other direction, and then they introduced this other storyline and went down that for an episode or two, and then they veered back, and then they went this way, and then they went that way. Like, the only episode really that feels like it fit within the final season structure was the penultimate episode, when he's saying goodbye to everyone and being like, this is this is my goodbye, and everyone's crying, and it's like an emotional thing. Like, that felt like it could fit in a final season. Everything else felt while enjoyable for the most part, just felt unnecessary. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way, but it just, I don't know. The final season, episode by episode, enjoyable because you think it's going somewhere productive and satisfying, but after seeing the entirety of this final season, it is, in my opinion, very underwhelming. And I would say, having seen from episode 1 to the final episode of this season, I would say they shouldn't have made this season. They should have, I don't know how, I was, from everything I've read and seen, is like season 5, right? Like, where at the end, where Lucifer becomes God and he's like, hey, like, for the most part, they were under the assumption that that was gonna be their final season, right? Like, they split it into 2 parts, and once they figured out, oh, they might be able to get another season, they then decided to not end it where it could have ended, right? Like, the end of last season felt so much more like a final season than this one did. And then they were like, oh, we could have another season, and they did, and they didn't need to. So it's very frustrating. So, like, there were moments of this season that I would give 10 out of 10 to, 9 out of 10. This final season as a whole, I think I'm going to give like a 4 out of 10, honestly. Like, having the full context, like episode by episode, I would say like in the moment, each of those episodes is at least a 7. But having the full context, actually, this episode was like a 2. Having the full context of the whole season changes that score dramatically, where like it instantly goes from like an average of 7 down to like a 4. Like this last episode and some of the last episode before this, even though last episode, penultimate episode, was my favorite episode of the season by far, right? Like easily the best. I think, right? Because yeah, I hated Save the Devil, Save the World. That one sucked. A Lot Dirtier Than That was actually pretty good. Liked that one. The animated one was unnecessary. Drag Queen one was okay. Yeah, so like most of these episodes I would have given like an average of a 7. The one that tackled like police brutality and like the injustice within the policing system, I'd give that one like a 9 out of 10, easy. The penultimate episode, give it like a 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic episode. Every other episode in this series almost felt useless, which sucks because I really like this show. Like, I've been watching this show since it started. Like, I watched this when it was on TV on Fox. And when it got picked up by Netflix, I was stoked. I was like, heck yeah, more Lucifer. Like, this is fun. You know, I was excited at the possibility of it possibly moving away from the episodic stuff to a more serialized fashion. And I think the writers of the show just didn't know how to do that, which sucks. Like they tried to keep the same tone of the like episodic, you know, same thing happens every week, while blending it with a more serialized story, and it just didn't work at all, which sucks. So if I were to give the first 5 seasons, first 4.5 to 5 seasons of the show a rating, I would give it a 8 out of 10. Solid show, very enjoyable. If you factor in that 6th season, that 8 out of 10 goes down to like a 6 out of 10, which sucks because I really enjoy this show. I think most of the actors do a great job. Lucifer carries this show. Like, the guy who plays Lucifer carries this show. Amenadiela does a great job. Actress who plays Maze, fantastic. Dan grew on me a lot. I was never a big fan of Chloe, like the actress that plays her. There was a person last time that got real mad at me because I said I don't think that she's a good actress. I still don't. I think she's the worst actress, or not the worst actress in the world. Of the characters in the show, she's probably the worst actor there. Which, you know, what's her face, Lauren, whatever. If you see this video, which you won't, my bad. You know, you're probably a great person. But it's just, I feel so bad that I'm being such a downer, but I legitimately did not like how this season ended, and that sucks. And I feel like I'm just at this point just rambling and continuing to trash on it, so I feel like I should just stop talking. But I don't know, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think of this episode of this season down below. Again, like I said, episode by episode, it was an enjoyable experience, but looking back with the context of how it ends and the logic leaps and the straw man, you know, reaches they decided to anchor their writing upon, it's a very dissatisfying end of the series in my opinion. But, you know, hopefully you guys have a different opinion. Hopefully you guys liked it. You know, if you guys like this, if you guys are a fan of this final season and this final episode, don't let anything I'm saying dissuade you from that opinion. You know, if you enjoyed it and you disagree with me, awesome. You know, like, don't listen to my words and be like, oh, I should change my opinion. This is just my opinion. You know, if you guys liked it, that's great. So if you did like it, let me know in the comments. Please don't be mean to me in the comments if you liked it, but if you enjoyed it, awesome. Again, now that Lucifer is over, I will be starting a new show coming up. I did do a poll in my community tab about what show I should watch after this, and the two clear winners, because they have the exact same percentage of votes, they're both at 39%, is Arcane, the animated show, and Euphoria, the show on HBO starring Zendaya. So I'm probably going to end up just watching both of them. So if you voted for either one, you're a winner. But if you want me to, you know, if you want to be able to change that result, maybe vote for Euphoria, so I watch that one first or something, I don't know. You're able to do that, but otherwise, if you want more say in general, consider supporting me on Patreon, because people on Patreon who vote in polls get a larger say in what happens. Like, their vote counts for more, if that makes sense. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I think that's all I got, though. So if you liked my reaction, which high chance you didn't, like real high chance you didn't, but if you did, leave a like on the video. That means a lot to me. Helps the algorithm a ton. If you are new here, which would be a surprise, but who knows? If you're new here, subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. Consider sticking around for more shows that I'm watching, including Arcane or Euphoria. I almost said Lucifer. No, we just finished that show. And then, yeah, if you want to support me further, consider checking out my Patreon. On my Patreon, you can do things like vote in polls, like I mentioned previously, decide what I watch next. You also get full-length reactions at a different tier, and you can get featured in every single one of my videos. So that's fun. Consider checking that out. But other than that, thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure watching Lucifer over the past couple of seasons with you guys. We've had our ups and downs, more recently downs, but that's okay. I'm just thankful that you guys were here to experience them with me. I think that's all I got, though. So I will catch you guys next time.